So do y'all remember the ma'am that was in GameStop?
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Now at the time of that video, I felt it for the clerk because I could completely understand how he could make that error. But what happens when it's in the reverse? I'm talking about a situation that could turn violent because the guy that's doing the violence might be under the assumption that he's actually fighting a guy when in all actuality, he's fighting a woman. I didn't really hear too many of those stories going around until now. Jasmine Adams. So Jasmine was a woman buying weed at a New York deli and was dragged outside of the store by her hair and was kicking and screaming while a cashier actually mistook her for being transgender. Now, while it's not alright to be handling anyone like that, man or woman, especially given the fact that I don't know the context to how all of this erupted, but apparently the cashier mistook her for transgender, or so it says. There's about 30 seconds of this that was all caught on video. This man has a hand full of her hair, pulling her from behind, and then when he gets her outside, he then kicks her in the back of her head. And the crazy part about all this is you guys can already expect there is someone filming all of this, but there's people around her that are doing absolutely nothing. And the part about this that's really curious is the fact that this almost seems like it was unprovoked. Because the way that Jasmine is framing this in this sentence, it would seem that she was attacked because this patron thought that she was trans. Because she says here, even if I was trans, what does that have to do with anything? Apparently she was wearing an Apple wristband decorated with the rainbow colors when she was attacked. And she even said to the guy, "Why do you feel so comfortable touching my hands? I wasn't aggressive." And to build some more context onto this, Jasmine got to the store for around 11:30 on July 28th to buy marijuana for a friend, since she alleges that she doesn't smoke. She had the friend on the phone, as she alleges, when she was asking her, "Are you sure that $40 is actually the right price?" So she began to ask some questions here and there just to kind of confirm what she was buying. But she could see that the clerk was becoming a little impatient, so she paid. The guy kissed his teeth, he got angry, so she threw the marijuana package on the floor. She refused to pick up the weed, and then that's when she was asking for her money back. And so this is when he started saying that she was trying to get him fired, and that he was going to call the police. So they have a little spat back and forth where she's screaming out, "Call the police, I just want my money back." And this is when he says that she is trans. She denies that she's trans, and then from what she says, the next few moments were a blur because apparently this guy had punched her in the face already. And then we get to the section of the video clip that we have on tape where he's dragging her by the hair and then kicks her in the head. So we have a police report, the video's on Facebook, and it's yet another matter of bad communication with someone feeling disrespected gone wrong. You know, the crazy thing is, reading about stories like this, it's hard enough to put yourself in that kind of person's shoes to say that you would do something different. Because in all honesty, you really don't know. There's a section of this that strikes out to me that I really want to address, and it's the trans thing. After reading this, I'm not convinced that he fully thought that he was fighting someone that's trans. I don't know if this guy maybe knows MMA. I don't know if he's a boxer, professional fighter, nothing along those lines. But if I were to square up him and I were to square up her, and she were actually a biological male, I think I'd take her in that fight any day. If he genuinely believed in his heart that she was actually trans and still chose violence, that's a really risky move because that could have ended badly. Hence why I fully do believe that he knew he was fighting a female, which is why he attacked in the first place. It's also kind of funny that as you mature, you start to realize sometimes violence isn't worth it for all the trouble it's going to cost you. Because in this case, it's not just your job. Now you're going to have to deal with the charges that come along with it. It might have just been easier to just give her the $40 back. But I get it. Disrespect does go a long way with some people. So what do you guys think? What would you have done if you were in his situation? Somebody drops your product on the ground and then demands their money back. What's your reaction? Do you give them their stuff back, tell them get out, and then go pick it up, and then move on with your life? Or is it a declaration to where now you have to stand your ground? Because to you, in your eyes, they chose violence, so you have to respond in like kind. Let me know what it is that you guys think, and I will see you again for the next one. Be easy, y'all.